Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Ultimate Beginner's Guide for League of Legends. My name is Adarkos and today I'll show you how to farm and give you some tips and drills to help you improve at it. As you may already know, farming is the action of killing the enemy minions so you gain the gold they are worth, also known as last hitting the minions. You can see your CS, meaning creep score, on the top right of the screen, or if you hit tab to see the scoreboard. Each minion you kill, doesn't matter what type of minion, is worth 1 creep score, but keep in mind, as we saw in the previous video, different minion types are worth different amount of gold, so make sure to see the previous video to see more in-depth information about minions. But as a small reminder, siege minions are worth the most gold and experience, followed by the melee minions and at last the caster minions. So in lane, while farming, you should aim to get the last hits in this order. In case of junglers, it works a bit different, and we'll see that more in depth in a future video about jungling. But basically, each jungle camp is worth 4 CS, yet the XP and gold they give change from camp to camp and scale as the game progresses. Now let's look at last hitting minions in lane, since that's what this video is about. The first golden rule I want you to follow and put in practice in your games is to avoid attacking enemy minions for no reason all the time. This is the most common mistakes by new and lower elo players. They get to the lane and just constant attack the minions for no reason. This has more than one disadvantage. The first one is the lack of polish and finesse you'll get to last hit minions. You won't learn to properly time the last hit and you actually miss a lot of last hits because of that. You won't get used to your champion's auto attack animation and damage to properly last hit, and many times you'll be stuck between your attack animations, making it impossible to last hit some of the dying minions. The second disadvantage is the lane being pushed towards the enemy for no reason, forcing you to play closer to the opponent's tower and exposing you for more ganks and making it easier for you to die. There are indeed times where you want to push the wave, but you only do that with strategical benefits and with enough information about the matchup and the enemy jungler to keep you safe. So before we analyze closer wave dynamics and matchups, let's just try to avoid pushing over the default neutral wave position and last hit correctly when possible. And now that you have the right mindset and focus only on last hitting minions, you may see that it becomes difficult to last hit them if the enemy pushed you under your tower, since your tower also deals damage to them and makes it hard to time the killing blow. It's important to feel comfortable in this zone, as it will happen in every game, and depending on your lane and champion picks and matchups, you may be forced to play like this the entire laning phase. This is the second step I strongly suggest you to practice to feel comfortable after being able to last hit minions consistently. But do not worry, after these explanations I'll give you drills with different difficulty levels, and if you follow them, you'll improve your farming for sure. But when it comes to last hitting under the tower, the rule of thumbs are as follows. When a tower is attacking a melee minion, the tower will take 3 shots to kill it, if it is at full HP. Towers will do 98% of his HP in 2 shots. This means that it will take 1 auto attack to kill the minion before the 3rd tower shot comes in. And remember, every champion can last hit a melee minion when it is low from the tower like this. When the tower is attacking a caster minion, the tower will take 2 shots to kill it if it is at full HP. The tower will do 70% of his health in 1 shot. This means it will take some additional ability and an auto attack if you are a mage, or just 1 auto if you are an AD carry or have an extra attack item damage. Sometimes, if it is really early in the game, like level 2 up to 5, even with a Doran Blade, it may take more than 1 auto attack to kill the caster after the first tower shot. So the way around to do this, if you don't have enough damage to attack it once only after the tower shot, is to attack it once before the tower shots it. And this works for mages, top laners and AD carries. In case of the AD carry, you may be aided by your support that does the first auto attack, so you can hit the second auto attack to last hit. And lastly, with cannons at full HP, it takes 8 tower shots to kill them. You must auto attack after the 7th shot to take it. But you can almost never last hit under the tower because it may have taken damage from minions or something else. Meaning, if you are a mage, you must use an ability and prepare to auto attack to be safe. If it's early in the game and you are an ADC or have AD items, you want to auto attack and use the ability to take it. Over time, you'll be able to notice if a cannon is too low and if you need to use the ability. In the end, watch how much health is taking every time a cannon takes a tower shot, and you will then be able to know to wait for another tower shot or to go ahead and take it. And now that you aim to only last hit minions at a precise time and understand how to last hit under the tower, I want to make it a bit more advanced for you. Avoid using abilities to last hit minions during the laning phase as much as possible. Get used to the last hitting tempo of your champion and his attack damage, speed and animation. Using abilities to last hit minions will put you in a disadvantage against your opponent for two main reasons. The immediate disadvantage is having your abilities on cooldown. Once you use the ability to get the kill on a minion, the opponent may want to fight you, and having his abilities available for him gives him a huge advantage by itself, since you cannot retaliate having yours on cooldown. Second more lasting disadvantage is the mana you'll be wasting during the laning phase. Slowly you'll drain out of mana, getting to a point where you won't be able to use abilities at all. And if your opponent still has mana, he should be able to fight you and win the trade easily, if not even kill you. You'll end up being forced to base and reset in a bad time, or stay in lane with only auto attacks and no pressure towards your opponent. So remember to last hit as much as possible with your auto attacks only, so you can stay in lane and have your abilities up if needed. Using an ability to secure a cannon kill on multiple minions that are about to die at the same time or close to the same time is acceptable. You'll need to judge the situation and see if it's worth the ability or not. With all these concepts in mind, you should already be aiming to have 80 CS in 10 minutes. That's my general rule of thumb number for everybody. If you can't consistently get 80 CS in the first 10 minutes in game, you still need to improve the basics of last hitting and focus more on it before thinking about fighting, also known as trading in the lane. So, this is the base formula to last hitting. But let's make it a little bit more complex, shall we? Remember when I said to only attack minions to last hit it? Well, that's the core guideline to improve, but sometimes you'll need to mirror your opponent. By now you already know that last hitting under the tower is more difficult than last hitting without the tower pressure. So, what do we understand of this? We prefer to last hit outside the tower range. Yet I also told you that you shouldn't push the wave at all time for no reason, as this will lead to more ganks and deaths. So what you need to do here is to mirror your opponent's damage output. If he attacks a minion, you do the same. If he spams abilities to kill your minions, you may do the same. I'm saying may because trading here would be an option, but let's save that for a future video. For now, think of it like that. To keep the wave outside of your tower range and not push it towards the enemy tower, you need to do the same damage or close to the enemy minions as your opponent did to yours. The preference is always a bit lower, so you don't end up pushing the wave without wanting to. If your opponent kills 2 minions, you want to kill 2 minions. If he kills 4, you want to kill 4. This will end up freezing the lane, which is what you want to be safe and consistent at this point. The last step for this video is to push the wave when you want to go back to base or roam towards another lane to gank or go for an objective like Dragon, Rift Herald or Baron. The moment you decide to do one of these is the perfect moment for you to push the wave, meaning killing the enemy minions as fast as possible so your minions clash against the enemy tower. You'll want to do this as well if the enemy laner went to his base or you killed him and you want to go back as well. In these two scenarios, always push the lane towards the enemy tower. Unless, and please listen carefully, I see too many players doing this mistake. If you are low HP and you don't know where the enemy jungler is, or there is a chance of a global ability that kills you, play it safe and just reset. Don't overstay in the lane trying to push the tower and make it easy for you to get killed. And now, with all of this out of the way, you have the basic formula of last hitting and farming like a pro. All you need now is to put in the practice, put in the hours. We don't kill, we devour. Now, jokes aside, this will need to be practice. You'll need to have different matchups, different types of laning phases to become consistent, but this should and will become an automated action for you if you focus. It may feel complicated now when you feel all of your focus and energy goes for it, only normal, but over time it becomes second nature, and once you feel that, then it's the perfect moment to focus on the other things to improve. But in my mind, and anyone you asked about League of Legends, this is the core mechanic you need to get used to, being able to farm well in different scenarios consistently. So because I really want you to improve and I really want to help you, and that's why I'm here, I'm gonna give you some practice drills for you to do. And if you do follow them seriously, you will see your farming improving by a lot. I divided these in levels, 5 levels. Start at level 1, or if you think you are above any of these levels, start at the level you feel you should. Go up the levels and see if you are improving or not. And after some times of doing these drills, come back to this video and leave me a comment telling me if I did indeed help you improve or not. For level 1, use the practice tool, spawn minions, make the towers take no damage, and farm without using abilities. If the wave pushes against the enemy tower, reset it, so you are able just to farm without the tower pressure. Do this as long as you feel needed to get used to last hitting. And then move to level 2. Level 2, practice tool again, spawn the minions, no tower damage, and last hit for 10 minutes, do not use abilities. Try to get the kills as close as possible to the minions dead. After 10 minutes, see if you have 80 CS, if you don't have it, redo it. Once you can have consistently 80 CS by 10 minutes, go to level 3. Level 3, create a custom game against an intermediate bot and choose a bot that you would most likely face in the role you are practicing. So if you want to practice AD carry in the bot lane, choose a AD carry bot. If you want to practice mid lane mage, choose a mage, and so on. Let the bot push you under your tower. Last hit under the tower. Do not attack the bot and do not use abilities. Do this for 10 to 15 minutes with the same rules as before. This will help you time and get the feel of last hitting under the tower. Once you feel you are ready to move, go to level 4. Level 4. Same setup, custom game against the intermediate bot. This time focus on last hitting and freezing the lane. Don't fight the bot. Just try to make the lane stay in the center all the time. Do this for 10 minutes and aim for 80 CS. Once you are able to get the 80 CS in 10 minutes with the lane frozen in the mid, move to level 5. Level 5 is the same setup, still focus on the last hits, 80 is the goal, but now if the bot tries to attack you, fight back, and you can use abilities, but do not lose minions. I want you to get used to the real lane dynamics, focus on farm, but if you can do some damage to the enemy, do it, without losing your CS. When you are able to get 80 CS in all the times, even trading with the bot, it's time to put it in practice in real games, and see your improvements and results way above before. Future videos will focus more on the lane dynamics between you and your opponent, but for this video our goal is to make you a farming machine, so become one. If you want to really improve at this, my final numbers are as follows. At 10 minutes look for 80 up to 100 CS, at 20 minutes look for 180 to 200 CS. Look for 8 to 10 CS per minute. With this alone you should easily become a silver if not gold player, as perfect CSing gives you a huge gold and therefore item advantage over the opponent that does not farm correctly. Just by staying alive and farming this well, you should be able to outscale any iron or bronze player without having to force anything. Remember, 12 to 15 CS is worth the champion kill base gold value of 300, so if you outfarm your opponent by 45 CS for example, you'll be 900 gold ahead and most likely you have a level advantage as well. So focus on this and you'll see your games improve immediately, and don't worry as I'm here to help you improve even further than this. But for now, as always, you know my name has been Zadarkos, and I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed the video, leave me comments, I love to read them, and subscribe if you are not, because there is going to be a lot more content. And to end, what do we always say? Be awesome and stay awesome. Bye bye.